You know shit about being car sick.
I know everything about everything there is to know, Mama. Especially about being car sick.
That's one way to do it, bud. Good job, Junkie.
I'm finally getting a chance. There's where the tree smacked the skidder. I'm finally getting a chance to come back through and boom, look at that. Finally getting a chance to come back through and fix this mistake. And it turns out to be more of a pain in the butt than originally suspected. So here we go.
Here's the busted fender. It's supposed to look like this. And here's what I did. She just tweaked and worked. Just busted on the bottom underneath that mud. Oh, it's just bent, twisted, paint knocked off from stress. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut a relief outside of this about to here. Weld a bar on here and weld some bracing on here and get Stevie where he can come up here, extend in and pull up on it. And Stevie's gonna fix it, and then I'm gonna tack it when he gets it right. I'm gonna tack it in place and then gouge it all out and just fill it all back with weld. And I ain't got a fish plate, but later on I'll get inside this fender with the fish plate and put it in there where nobody can see it. Here we go, we got a truss put on there. A lot of pry bars I had in the truck. So if you get to a weld booger later on, Roger, start cussing me, it wasn't me. And I slipped that all the way up right when I ran out of oxygen. So I got that part done right as I was running out of oxygen. And I'm gonna hook Stevie up right here and pull up on it. A little bit more, a little bit, okay, right there.
Unplug that leaking air shit so I can hear you.
Okay. What is leaking actually?
I think it's your gouger, ain't it?
Here's the pop off. Ah!
Pop off.
Pop off! These old pop off. Pop off. Alright, pick up on a little bit. Alright, come forward. Stop. Come forward. Brian, drive your track forward where you feel comfy pulling up. Whoa!
Something's breaking.
You got the power, Stevie, to tear the hell out of everything. That thing. Fiddle string, fiddle string. Lift up slow. A little bit more.
I'm gonna turn that skidder over.
See, you picking.
It's trying to pick the whole skidder up.
Alright, well, drop down just a little bit and I'll put the blade in the ground. Let me get the blade down. Son of a buck is crazy. Old Stevie, he's crazy, son of a buck.
This ain't green, it's yellow.
We can't wreck a yellow one, can we? We're not wrecking the yellow one. Him and Roger's got something against the green machines. They're all about the yellow rigs. Okay. Easy does it, Papa. Oh, Stevie, you're doing her, bud.
Pick the skidder up.
I ain't got no oxygen. I can't heat that. It needs heated. That's a professionally stuck. Do that.
Yeah,
Look how fine that looks.
I'm gonna break that off there.
I did 4 hours of trigonometry before I come up with that. I better unhook it on now. Better wait for oxygen.
Let me try it again.
Just go easy on her, bud. If it starts breaking my slag, I'm gonna stop. Straight up, looking good. Yeah, I need to heat it. I gotta heat it. Cause it's not bending right anyways. I gotta heat it, Stevie.
Hey, them old boys said use the choker cable. Well, just tie a choker to it and winch it in. Yeah.
That's what they said, wasn't it? Steve put a face on Facebook. Said, had a picture of this. Said,
Asking everybody on Facebook what's the best way to get that out. They seen this Todd choker to it, hit the winch button, winch it back over.
he got all kinds of comments. He was a funny read, dude. Better stop on that. So the Champs Gavarna rep just left, and now we gotta get back to the real world where we're doing our thing. And look, we're doing welding in our brand new Champs Gavarna Champion cutter pants. Back to eating crow, if I ain't ate enough lately. We're trying to fix this fender that was screwed up the other day. I put this on the bottom and this is wrong. So brought this because I didn't like the way it straightened out. Brought this. Stevie held it up there and I welded it on there in the hopes that I could fix this and make this more betterly. So we'll see what happens. And give it a fighting chance. Stevie picks up on it. It's going to hopefully bend back right. There's a chance I'll have to weld it down there back right, but we'll see first. All right, I didn't show it like before I cut it loose. I should have. But here's the deal. This is my baby. It's skidder, you know, and that kind of pissed me off when it happened. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm gonna fix it back right. It ain't gonna be just halfway right, or else I'm gonna cut it all off. And I'm gonna weld me a brand new fender on there, or not a brand new one, but a brand used one, because I want it to be shaped a little bit like this one to match. But I've got so many, it's bent, it's towed in right there. That's the pivot joint, and the rest of it is just tweaked out and rolled. Now this looks bad, but it ain't no worse than it was, I don't think. It's just mostly right in here. It got bent like this. So I'm gonna fix it right on the bottom, weld it in good, and make sure it matches up here, right here. But then this here, this is gonna be screwed. I'm gonna have to just figure out what I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna torch all this out, put new metal in or what. But, and if I get too far along and I decide to cut the tire off, to unbolt the tire, I'll probably have to take the tire off this thing. Taking my tire off so I can get in there and do some work. Now slap this baby together real quick. It's a bar that sticks in there. It's got a roller on it where you can roll your tire to line up your studs. I don't know, I'm gonna try and see how I get along with it. I've worked on it on and off all day. This here turned out okay. I don't like this, but I don't know what else to do without replacing the fender. I'm gonna have to put another one there. I've got to somehow make all this stuff come together. But all this down here come together pretty good. I just got to weld it on the backside and clean it all up and paint over it. It'll be okay. I won't like it, but it'll be okay. I'd rather cut it right there, slit a front apart skidder, and I may still do that. Oh, let me tell you all something. Let me do a little rant. Whoever in the world invented these son of a bucking wrong acetylene bottles that this stuff don't make, they're you know what it is, a female and a female there. They just don't go. You know, they don't plug in right. I don't know. Need to get a little adapter to get them two to mate together. Huh. And I had one in Whitey. It's a double, it's a male nipple on each side, and I ain't got the two. And then I think Acetylene Company, I think when you get somebody that don't complain about it, they pile the tanks on them. And I'm like, by God, I'll complain about it this time. You can take these EAGs and stick it up your BUTTs. You know, some of a bucking guy can't have nothing nice. That turned out good though. That's my little tire picture. I gotta finish it yet. I gotta clean all this stuff up. I just wanted to try it first, see if it's gonna work. It works great. Works pretty good. I couldn't find a fender for this son of a buck in a hurry. I had to look a little deeper. So I went ahead and tried to patch it up best I could. It's still got a grouper here over here. The group's worse than that side by a little bit. But all the rest of the body and all the stuff is, well, it looks like something off Frankenstein, but it's on there. Here's all the backside and stuff turned out. I ended up having to put relief cuts in to get it pulled the way I wanted it to pull. And I added this gaudy piece to it. Said, I ain't gonna sweat it. If I get her painted up, put back on, it ain't gonna look terrible. Well, it ain't gonna look good, but it ain't gonna look horrible. And if I get depressed this summer, thinking about my mistake here, I'll end up gouging through here, leave this piece on, gouge around down there. So that plate, this plate, and the bottom plate, I'll cut them off and find a skidder in a salvage yard to put on. But it turned out, pretty straight. It droops just a hair. But it's just still that corner up there knocked down, but I ain't gonna worry too much about it yet. There'll be plenty of clearance between that and the tar. But at least it wasn't a cab. I love it. Everybody ain't been around this stuff for like, oh my God, you're gonna get killed. You know, I mean, like, dude, you should have been here years ago, man. You think this is bad? You should have been here years ago. I had one hit the cab one time. Roger got me with one. And I was underneath the steering wheel when it hit me. I was down here in the belly. And that whole piece right there y'all was looking at was laying on top of me. Radio hit me in the head. Everything was down here and it crushed all the wires up there. Johnny, if you're listening, you screwed up. They put a harness up there on top of the fops. I mean, between the fops and the top of the cab. Smash that son of a buck. It's like 600 wires, cut it in half. And then the whole top of the cab made a convertible out of it. So I ended up having to rebuild that grapple skidder. We ended up getting a new cab piece broke, and I think we got a whole nother one broke for next time. But like on one of the skidders, I had to replace this whole cab, the whole top of the cab. It's all been replaced because it took a heap of shit. Which this one would have been bad enough. It would have done the same thing. I ended up having to put a whole new top and everything in it. But thank goodness it just hit the fender. Just got in a hurry. Daggone it. And I can't believe I done it to my baby. This skidder means a lot to me. This is the one skidder that we own that I'm pretty emotional about. This number 4. When we got this skidder, Big Mom and Big Daddy was hard up. We got this skidder. And this went on my credit. This is the machine that kept me and Mommy from building a house. for about 10 years was this rig right here. This was our house. So that's why that skidder means so much to me. This is what I started, when I started skidding, this is what well, about a year after I started skidding, this is what I skidded with. But we got it right off the showroom floor because of John Deere credit. Let me tell you something, if you're buying stuff on John Deere credit, you best have a plan. They're nice to work with, they help you easily get you into machinery, but they own your butt. And this was a good rig, but they owned our butt for years. Now we're out from under that, we ain't never going back. But this skidder, it means a world to me, and I sure as heck didn't want a daggone tree on top of it. All right, we got her painted good enough. I didn't have any John Deere paint, so painted her with Caterpillar paint. They don't mismatch too much. There's a little test spot right there in the back of ours. It'd be good enough for who it's for. Let's put the wheel on this thing. Look, I put you guys so you can see what's going on. Push again with now on.
You see that good, bud? Pretty easy. Oh, stuff delicious. I make one of them for years. Let's see where the fender hits the tire. I ain't looked at that yet. That ain't bad. I can deal with that. I don't like it, but I'll live with it for now. I will return to this. That does not make me happy. But we can use it. We're on a steep spot in that job. We need it. We need to just get it running. Don't need it in the shop right now. The weather never breaks. The weather it never breaks. Well, the weather's broke. That's what's the matter with the weather. It's broke. The weather is always broke. That no good son of a bucking weather. We got rain coming in the first part of next week again. I mean, come on. Why?